Good. Okay, so there's only time now for our top 10, and this week it's our top 10 luxury getaways, which basically, when the rich and the famous and the stupidly successful uh, go away on a holiday, they don't just book a room at the local Aventura resort in warm baths. They stay in places that to the rest of us would seem absolutely outrageous, and they pay prices that match them. So I'm going to look at the top 10 luxury getaways in the world from my perspective. The things that really, if I had endless money, these are the places and the things that I would be doing. And number 10 is a local thing. It's called Ulusaba Cliff Lodge at Sabi Sands. It belongs to Sir Richard Branson, and it's got all the hallmarks of Richard Branson's, trademark luxury when he books a decent and holiday destination. When he buys a holiday destination, he makes sure that it's got all the touches. And Ulusaba is no different, even though it's in South Africa and part of the Sabi Sands. It's a two-bedroom lodge. It's got a beautiful view right out over the game reserve, and it's got its own private jacuzzis and all the sorts of things that you'd basically expect at a decent game lodge. Fires and fireplaces and braais and wine collections and all that kind of stuff. But what makes it excellent is that if you book the lodge, both suites for exclusive use, then it also includes your own private chef, a private vehicle, and game ranger for game drives whenever you want. You also have full use of a private gym and a spa treatment room. And basically, this doesn't come cheap. The nightly rate for the two-bedroom suite is 25,410 rand, and I believe that you might have to book it for a minimum of 3 nights. So you're gonna cash out some 75,000 rand for your little holiday at Ulusaba. At number 9 is a place called the Mardan Palace Hotel in Turkey. It was built by a Russian billionaire for something to around in the region of 16.5 billion rand, right? So you got to imagine the kind of luxuries that they've put in this hotel. It boasts firstly the biggest swimming pool in Europe, I believe, and apparently the swimming pool can accommodate 1,000 people, which is pretty good. It's touted as one of the most elite luxury hotels in Europe. It's not just sumptuous; it's basically jaw-droppingly stupid amounts of ostentatious wealth on display. It's gold leaf crystals, Italian marble. There are 10 dining spots in the hotel, 17 different bars. It's got a spa. It's got a sunken aquarium full of exotic fish, which is apparently, again, one of the biggest aquariums in the Mediterranean region. They flew in about 9,000 tons of white sand to build it its own beach. So you got to get the idea of what's there. They also include a 24/7 personal butler service when you book in there at the Modern Palace Hotel in Turkey. So, good stop. Number 8, one that might not surprise people, it's the Burj Al Arab in Dubai. It's the one that was built to resemble a billowing sail, the one that you've seen all the top stars there. They've got these kind of hanging tennis courts, and I believe there's video of Rafa Nadal and the top players playing on those courts. It's one of the most photographed hotels in the world. All its rooms are luxurious suites which span 2 floors. They've got state-of-the-art absolutely everything. And if it's been invented, it's in the Burj Al Arab rooms. There's insanely beautiful views, obviously, because it's cast out slightly into the ocean, so it looks back onto Dubai. Totally over the top. It's got futuristic dining and nightlife options, and it says that their guest care is seriously intensive. From what I can tell, you can actually check in your suite. There's 24/7 personal on-call butlers, which we've heard about before. There's a chauffeur-driven Rolls-Royce fleet, which obviously caters to you should you be staying there. No wonder royalty and celebs make that the place to stop when they're in Dubai. Speaking of royalty and celebs, one of the places that they definitely stop is at number 7. It's the Plaza in New York City. We've all heard about it. We've probably seen it on movies. Obviously, New York has got a lot of legendary hotels, but the Plaza Hotel is the number 1 for visiting VIPs and dignitaries. It's got suites that have views all over Manhattan, and obviously being in Manhattan, that already puts it in a sweet spot of New York. A lot of the suites are 3-bedroom, 3 bathrooms. They're designed in a kind of an old world charm with a lot of formal dining, old world silver service dining. There's a gymnasium, grand piano in your room, full kitchen in your room, just in case you want to bring your personal chef. There's a butler's pantry, which is, where you store your butler. This place expects you to bring your own butler. Your room will be serviced by its own private elevator in many instances. You can actually get butler service there, obviously, So it's been around since about 1907. It was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1969, which is why, obviously, it's become one of the places to stay if you're in New York. At number 6 is a place called the Les Suites de la Pontière in France. The accommodation starts at about 20,000 Rand per person, per night. And it's basically France's most expensive ski resort. So it's not particularly over the top in terms of luxury, but the views and things are said to be outrageously brilliant. It's in the most exclusive skiing destination in France, which is the Courchevel. It's, again, all luxury suites, world-class restaurant and spa, but up in the mountains. So, you actually get as good a hotel experience as you possibly can while also being in the middle of nowhere. At number 5 is the Hotel President Wilson in Geneva in Switzerland. And I think if there's one nation that's always understood the concept of luxury, it's got to be the Swiss. They really know what they're doing. If you hear about the penthouse suite at this particular hotel, it's a bit stupid. The penthouse suite comes complete with 12 palatial bedrooms, 12 marble bathrooms, a terrace spanning the entire suite with panoramic views over Lake Geneva and the Swiss Alps. Apparently it's cavernously huge, it says. Suite is filled with every conceivable and inconceivable amenity. There's a 103-inch plasma TV. 103-inch. I mean, that's, 3 meters or something. The Steinway grand piano. There's a hand-picked art collection in your room. It's the place where Bill Gates, Rihanna, and Bill Clinton, apparently Michael Jackson stayed there. Obviously, being Swiss, the security is second to none. You get your own private elevator, and all the windows are bulletproof, just in case somebody wants to kill you. So if somebody's looking to murder you, the Hotel President Wilson in Geneva is the place to go. And number 4 is something a little bit more laid back. It's called the Rainier Experience. It's in the Maldives. It's an island. It's just 7 acres large. It's surrounded by Indian Ocean, and only 9 people can stay there at a time. Those 9 people get to spend a massive 95,000 Rand per person per night to stay there. 95,000 per person. That includes a 30-meter yacht, a personal chef, spa salon services, diving, fishing, other excursions to other islands. Basically, it includes absolutely everything you can imagine, and it's better than 95,000 Rand per person. At number 3, the Emirates Palace in Abu Dhabi. Costs approximately 30 billion to build, so you can only imagine the kind of opulence that has gone in there. 30 billion, that's, that's 150 in Kandlas. It's got 394 rooms and suites, 40 meeting and conference rooms, a white sand beach, a myriad of pools and fountains, a sumptuous spa. Marble has been imported from 13 different countries. There's over 1,000 crystal chandeliers inside there. It's got what it calls the pleasure fortress. And also the largest marina development in the Middle East is all part of this one hotel. You are going to spend an absolute fortune to stay there, but obviously they've got a range of different types of rooms, so it depends. Number 2 is a place that was recently voted by celebs to be a place they would rather stay. They'd rather spend a night here than at Buckingham Palace with the Queen, and that's Necker Island in the Virgin Isles. It's owned by Richard Branson, and tourists are only allowed to go to this island when Richard Branson or his family aren't actually staying over. So you've got to book it at some other time. It costs a whopping 30,000 Rand per person per night to stay there. You get to stay in a villa overlooking Snow White beaches, and there'll be staff there to take care of your every need. If you think that's expensive, don't worry. The website explains that food, surfing, boat rental, internet, etc. is included. Though what the etc. is, it doesn't elaborate. I mean, knowing Richard Branson, it's probably being towed behind a boat at some 30,000 kilometers an hour. I don't know. But that's Necker Island in the Virgin Isles. Number 1, what could be better than a place where people would rather stay than at Buckingham Palace? It's a place called Isla de Ferradura. There you are, Ferradura, Isla de Ser. It used to be an island that pirates would hang out at off the coast of Spain. It's right near Ibiza though, and it's a private island. It costs you about 420,000 Rand per person to stay there, and basically it's absolutely everything you can imagine in a private island. It's got steep cliffs that plunge towards snow white sandy beaches. It's totally exclusive. You've got to book the whole island out. You've got to book it for a minimum of 3 days. So you're going to be spending at least 1.2 million Rand if you want to stay there. It includes absolutely everything. Expert staff on hand there to yacht you around, to drive you around, to make you your food, to give you massages. to basically make it the island destination of everybody's dreams. It includes custom meals planned for you by top chefs from around the world. All the design there is done by famous interior designers. They do private. They've got a party planner on hand to plan your private parties for all of your friends if you want to invite them over to the island. So that's that's the thing to aim for if you're currently plugging away in an office job. Save up just a mere 1.2 million rand and you can have 3 days on your own private island off the coast of Spain. So here's the top 10 luxury getaways, the places that make us all hate ourselves. The Ulusava Cliff Lodge in Savi Sands, Kruger National Park. Number 9, Mardan Palace Hotel in Turkey. Number 8, the Burj Al Arab in Dubai. Number 7, the Plaza in New York City. Number 6, the Les Suites de la Pontière in France. The number 5, Hotel President Wilson in Geneva in Switzerland. Number 4, the Reina Experience in the Maldives. Number 3, Emirates Palace Abu Dhabi. Number 2, Necker Islands Virgin Isles. And number 1, Isla des... this is the most difficult thing to say. Isla desa Ferradura. I need to learn to speak Spanish. Oh.